The man whose hat-trick against Hull saved the Swans Football League status at the end of last season, setting up maylett at the beginning of this one. Bury, of course, did a lot better last time around, beaten by Bournemouth in the playoff semi-final, and they are one of the better sides in Division 3. Not one of Brian Murphy's better moments when Andy Priest connected with Lee Duxbury's cross, though. Swansea's new keeper output a ball he was never going to reach, and player-manager Priest, who played under Brian Flint in his Wrexham days, levelling the scores with 20 minutes gone. Priest almost on target again as well a little later, just too high from distance, as Bury enjoyed a decent spell in what was turning into a very good game in spite of the sweltering conditions. Much of that was down to Swansea's adventurous attacking formation, Brad Maylett, and with two wide men either side of James Thomas and Lee Trundles. The Swans certainly with plenty of options going forward. Carl Connolly almost taken advantage as Bury tried to go back, and you already feel they're capable of some attractive and indeed thrilling stuff. Trundle and Liam Britton combining nicely here to give Thomas the scent of an opportunity. The striker dragging his shot across the face of goal. Ironic that after all their fine approach play, it took a corner and a cruel deflection for Swansea to regain the lead. Maylett's hopeful effort hitting Lee Duxbury, leaving Glyn Garner wrong-footed and right out of it. Only 11 minutes left when that went in, and just 3 minutes later, another Roberto Martinez corner, another Swansea score. Kevin Nugent and Carl Connolly both doing their bit, but how about this? A header from Lee Trundle turns out to be his very first league goal for his new club. Trundle never exactly renowned for his abilities in the air at Wrexham over the last few years. If he starts finding the net that way as well, he really could run up a fair old tally in South Wales. All very promising, even if there might be a few concerns at the other end of the pitch. Brian Murphy not exactly certain under the high ball behind an admittedly makeshift central defence, where Lenny John Rose did a reasonable job without looking a long-term solution. You'd have to say there were question marks in that area as substitute Lee Connell pulled one back with 5 minutes to go. Murphy with no chance that time. Easy to understand why the Swans are looking to bring in a centre-half to cover for the injured Jason Smith. It all meant an anxious ending for the home supporters. Connell could easily have equalised soon afterwards. But as it was, in the closing seconds, Swansea celebrated that escape in the best possible style. Britton away down the right to beat his man and thump in a shot that forced a fine save from Garner. And then head across to the waiting Trundle, who took all the time he needed to set up Brad Maylett for his hat-trick. 3 for James Thomas, who finished last season, 3 for Brad Maylett to start this one, all very indicative of the mood of optimism that's been so apparent at the Vetch this summer. After the match, Anthony O'Connell asked a delighted Brian Flynn about the importance of not only winning, but winning in such an exciting and entertaining way.
Well, if we can do that this year and be successful, I think it's going to be a good year for us. But there's certain things we can improve upon, most certainly. Yeah, it's a nice start.
You've created expectation now amongst the supporters. It'll be your job to keep that at a sensible level.
Well, we have to, I mentioned this word last year, and consistent both on the field and off the field, in our approach to the game, doing the game, and if we can keep that was last year, getting out of the dogfight that we were in, that we were all consistent, and we had that good level.
Not a bad way to start the season, was it? That goals aplenty for Swansea. But the big question...